Welcome to the Soul Tribe Podcast. The Soul Tribe Podcast was created to help you navigate through the world of spirituality, wellness, and self-development in an easy, grounded, and relatable way. We break down everything from the Akashic Records, manifesting, spirituality, and so much more. We want to help expand your boundaries and bring the spiritual world to you in a fun and easy way. Get ready to be inspired with tips, tools, and easy to digest information. Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Soul Tribe Podcast. I think today's going to end up being a bit of a potpourri of many different things. Potpourri of many different things. I wanted to give an update because one of my episodes about the frequency and healing and stuff, I had said that I talked about the Healy, and then I talked about the what's her name, Hilda Clark zapper, and I got a cheaper one. I found a cheaper one, and I got it, and I zapped yesterday and I zapped today, and you can feel the frequency when you're holding the thingies in your hand.
Does it zap you?
No, but you can feel the frequency.
Yeah?
It supposedly
what does
helps.
that mean? What does it do?
It sends this 30 hertz, I think it is. Yeah, 30. Well, the one I have has more than one frequency, but 30 hertz is the main one. I have not been able to read her in her books yet. She probably explains more frequencies there, it seems. But 30 hertz seems to be the one that I most was able to look into. And it's the one that kills the parasites. And some people, I found people talking about it saying that, like, when they're feeling a little bit like they're about to get the flu or sick, that they'll, like, zap, and that it helps them kind of, like, get rid of it, or just they can like recuperate much quicker, things like that. So I started zapping yesterday, and I did it today as well. One of the things that I had read was that people were saying that because there's like brain fog, it seems like parasites are also linked to brain fog and stuff like that.
Yes, I've heard that. Yeah.
Okay. And you know that I've always been a very vivid, like I dream, like I remember all the details. I remember the whole experience, right? I haven't had that in a while. And I was realizing that I was like, because even the dreams are not dreams, like premonitions are one thing, but even when it's just a normal, like my brain doing its emotional process and things like that we all go through, I tend to remember all those dreams as well.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a premonition, right? And I haven't had that in a while. And I totally I was starting to realize it. I was thinking, what's going on? I'm not in tune with my dreams as much as I used to be. And I zapped one day, and that night I went to sleep. Lorena, I remember all my dreams.
What?
I know. I didn't expect it because I had read the comment. I said, yeah, okay, maybe it makes you like...
Whatever.
Yeah, I read it. I thought, okay, maybe it helps you remember things. And you're like, oh, why did I come to the kitchen? Like that? Like, that's what I was thinking. Like brain fog, like, you know, like brain fart I was thinking, I guess. But I woke up this morning and I said, whoa, I remember breaking down and crying in one of my dreams. I remember what I was crying about. I remember the scenario, who was there, what I was wearing. I was back to normal again.
That's pretty cool.
It's insane. So maybe that was parasites? I don't know if that's possible, or maybe it's just something else, detoxing, because it helps. I guess it maybe helps me clear things out. I don't know. I don't really know. But all I can say is I'm interested in going to sleep tonight and being like, what kind of dream, or, you know, I want to see what I experience tonight.
Are you so you zap before you go to sleep?
No, I already zapped today in the middle of the day. You do 7 minutes on, 20 minutes off, 3 times.
Oh, okay. You have to hold it in your hand?
Yeah, you have to hold it in your hand and keep your hands separate, because the frequency is going from one hand, it's looping around your body into the other one. Yeah. And if your hands are together, it's just connecting between one hand to the other, and it's not going through you.
It's not going through your body. Okay.
Exactly,
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So... And Aurora zapped. I zapped Aurora as well because it's safe for kids. Because it's really hard to get kids to get rid of parasites, because you don't want to give them the medications and the things that, like the herbs and stuff. Because I was trying to look up a protocol for Aurora, because if I have them, she probably has them. And so that's the reason why I looked into the zapper, because I had read that they said that zapping was a really good way of getting rid of parasites in children, like a safe way. Because another thing is, like, you start taking the herbal pills and things, and the parasites die, but when they die, they start releasing toxins in your system. And then your system gets exhausted. It's overloaded with having to clear it out. It goes into the blood and all these things. And so they talk about how difficult it is for the body. And so zapping is a way where all those toxins don't leak into your system. I don't know why, but they don't seem to.
While we're on the topic of intestines and maybe poop too.
I talked about that too. Like usual.
I know, because I edit your episodes. I've been really thinking a lot about doing a colonic. I'd be interested to anybody that does them regularly or has done them.
This lady has a protocol.
In my DMs. Yeah, but I mean, mom and dad had a guy or a woman that they would see here. So I'm interested to go try that.
Yeah, I wanted to do it once, but then I didn't end up doing it because of the place that I was. I had to go on the bus, and I didn't think it was a good idea.
Yeah, and it's fine. It should be fine. It's very gentle. You have to find the right person, someone that makes you feel comfortable. But I'm interested also, energetically speaking, like, I think that could be interesting to see what repercussions that has. Yeah, the stagnation. And
toxins get stuck there too. And yeah.
I mean, our gut is our second brain.
Yeah. You can also like look up protocols to cleanse, or, you know, that's another thing. Because I know this girl, I'm taking her protocol. So the zapper lady, I'm taking her protocol for the parasites. And she also has protocols for cleansing your liver. And she has this whole thing. She talks about how important the liver, like how strained our liver is.
So important.
Yeah.
So important. And I think the toxicity in general in life, from candles and the stuff we're smelling, and
oh my God, you're talking about that.
And
Sandra was telling me the other day about how bad candles were. I'm like, I love candles. No.
You just have to get good candles, right? The ones that are like non-toxic.
Yeah.
But the commercial ones, yeah, they're not good for you. Yeah, definitely lots of, if there's any suggestions anybody has, like, message us or comment on this, on our post. And maybe you guys are using different methods. It's good to share information, all of us be in the loop. Well, I just want to first say, because I know you went right into your story, but or your update. But I really want to say, like, first of all, we have our date. So this is the last episode of season 4. So we're going to call that out there. And we're going to take off 4 weeks. So that is the longest break we have ever taken.
In 4 years.
We haven't taken it yet in 4 years. And Lucy and I feel like we really needed to realign ourselves and like get energy to start up the new season, which isn't a season, it's a year. It's like the 5th year of, it's a whole year that we post every Monday.
We never missed one ever.
No.
I'm so proud of us.
We have.
No, we haven't.
I think we might have never. Are you sure?
No, we've never missed one. Nope. No, we've never missed one. It might have been like one day where I thought I had posted it and I didn't end up posting it, or YouTube. We had a time where like we were having issues with it going back up on YouTube because the program we used to push onto YouTube was not queuing it properly and things like that. But we never missed an episode.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a little bit of a reset for us of recalibrating, getting our energy up so we can start season 5 with a renewed energy. And I know this year we really focused a lot on our own messages and our own things. So we're going to see what energy we go into. I know somebody commented on Instagram. Sorry, I don't like calling out names here just in case. But asking if we were going to have Patricia on for the 2023 astrology stuff.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
I haven't reached out to her, but I'm sure she's always keen to like, she's always up for coming on the podcast. So I think she'd love that.
Oh, I would love to have her on. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to give us like an hour-long episode where she talks about the general energy and things to look out for, which would be good because we always put that after our prediction episode.
That's true.
And then we always find like the similarities, which I find always so cool and awesome.
Yeah.
And the good things, I haven't really been really in tune with astrology since I'm focusing so much on family constellations right now. So, but I just want to say that because obviously this is the last episode of the year and I feel like we just want to thank you guys for supporting us, for listening, for downloading, for sharing. Those are all things that really help this podcast grow. We do this for free. Like we put in hours of weekly work just to share ideas and share things. So we really appreciate you guys listening and sharing and being here and being part of our soul tribe. Like this is, if I look back 4 years ago, this is exactly what I imagined.
It's crazy because it started off like us just going, hey, we talk about spiritual stuff on the phone. Let's just record it.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to be here and to be able to have met so many good friends and made so many amazing, just friendships and connections.
I don't know how I would have survived all these years that we've been doing it with all the like negative and heavy and dense things that have been going on Earth, because first of all, it's allowed me to like realize that there's so many really great people out there. Like, I don't think I would have been able to see that so clearly without the podcast, and because it was a way for us to find those people and those people to find us, right? And that also led for us to like read there's people that listen to the podcast that end up by getting readings. And even in the darkest moments, sometimes I'd have like 3-4 readings, a week. And it's like, I met 3-4 people that are like, how can I help the world more? Or, this and this and that. Like, I really want to do something good. And you realize there's so many great people out there that actually just want to do good stuff and help. And in the darkest of moments, it was like, that's what like knocked my sense back in. Like, no, okay, we're still aligned. We're still aligned for the change that we're supposed to have, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. For me, obviously we're very different energies, so I think we both attracted different people, not only for readings, but I always say to people, reach out to us. Like, we're here, right? Like, I mean that. Share your story, tell us what's going on, especially when we talk about certain topics. I think they can be very personal. And I think I get so many people that have felt, especially during these last couple of years, like so alone. So alone. I think this community in some way helped them. It helped me. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it helped me too.
So hopefully that's what the podcast kind of brought to you. If that was the case, that makes me really happy. That fills my heart up a lot, actually. And hopefully that we can all pay that back in some way to somebody else, right? By being there for somebody, helping them through something. That's what this community is about. It's important. Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody needs something to like tap into to just knock their senses back in and go, no, like there's a greater good, there's something else, there's a greater plan, there's things like that, because sometimes it's just, you can easily get sucked in like the bad news. And I mean, the news in general, the newspaper and the news in general, it became normal for us, but it's always like heavy, dense, really complicated stuff to listen to. And it became normal. But when it was the year where you were just stuck in your house and that was what you were surrounded by, it became really dark for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you needed someone to like just talk to you about some great spiritual stuff that's just going to make you feel like, okay, there's something greater outside of this. There's a reason for this.
And support, right? I think that's the main thing that I think a lot of people, I think more so in the Patreon group that we have, the people that have joined our Patreon, and we have our Telegram that we all chat and talk.
And we like know them intimately. I love that part.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like we all look out for each other. We're all there to take care of each other. So I think that's been a massive help for so many. And the fact that there's people from all over the world, that just blows my mind.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. Yeah. But yeah, there wasn't really a topic with today's episode. I think it was more, I felt it more like a thank you, a reflection on, how far we all have come, not just the podcast or anything like that, like what we've been through and being able to take time to reflect on that. Sometimes even saying, wow, look at all this hard work I put in. Now I can actually enjoy it. Let me just stop for a minute. Or this group that I've connected with that I feel so supported and so loved. Let me just stop and feel that. Let me receive that. Let me give that out. It's kind of like a little bit of that, I feel like, for this episode.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think, like, because we do our predictions episode, I'm trying to think what happened in the year. I can't seem to remember. It's like I blanked it out.
It's a blur.
I blanked it out. I can't even remember, like, what exactly happened. This is insane. It went really quick, and I think that's a really good example of what we should expect for, like, I think since Earth is going more into the fifth energy and time functions different there, the more we get into that, the more it's going to move a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Quicker than it is now, darn it.
I'm saying that, that's what I was about to say. I'm saying that now, but I'm wondering, can it go any quicker? Seriously?
Oh, yeah. I feel like it can.
Yeah. It's insane to think.
That's really good, right?
It's insane to think that, like, an Earth year for us, the time it takes for the Earth year to pass, like, it's totally different the time that would pass in that lapsing time. What it would pass on another planet could be 10 years.
Yeah.
No, it's the other way around. The more years here, the less years for them. That's right. Okay. So here could be 10 years, and for them in another planet, it's 1 year.
Wow. I
don't know why that is. Because here it's just slower. It's slower, and for them it's fast. Oh, yeah. For them it's faster because of depending on what dimension you're on, it moves faster and quicker. And to a point where then it stops existing. Time stops existing. But for us...
It's nuts.
For us, it exists, and it's slower. But since we're shifting into a higher dimension, then it's starting. We are already feeling and sensing and realizing that it's moving quicker.
Yeah.
The problem is that we're having to fit in the same amount of activities, tasks, responsibilities, and things in that time that's actually moving quicker, even though we can't.
Yeah.
We can't do anything about it.
No. I think what we can, though, is become more present. The more present we are, the more we'll be able to enjoy and remember things.
So many things we want to do.
I know.
It's so hard.
I know. It's
like,
a bit
even in a good way, like, there's so many things I want to do on my free time that I don't have enough free time to do all those things. And everybody has a struggle. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I'm usually exhausted.
Yeah, and then you really want to sleep.
That.
Like, you just really want to sleep.
Yeah. Your face.
It's so I know, but it's just like it's like a war. It's like an internal war inside of you. Like, I want to sleep, but I also want to do this over here, right? Every morning I wake up, and this is my entire life. Every morning I wake up and I say to myself, oh, I just really want to keep sleeping. I just want to there's not a day I don't wake up and go.
You've always loved sleeping, though. That's been your entire life.
I love sleeping. You know what I was remembering the other day? I used to dream that I would float and I'd go over cities and stuff. And it was like swimming. I would move my legs and my arms like if I were swimming. And I remember it was my favorite thing. And I think that's the reason why when I got older, I wanted to fly airplanes, because that was the closest thing I could get to that. But then many, many, many years later, like in my 30-something, I found a book that talked about astral travel and how a lot of people experience it in dream-like states, because it would be like lucid dreaming, I guess, maybe. I get confused with what's the difference between astral travel and lucid dreaming.
I don't know. We'll have to talk about that in an episode.
Yeah, maybe. So one of those two, a lot of people experience it via floating or like flying. Call it floating or flying. And it's like the whole time it was just, I was having lucid dreams. So I live in a whole different world when I'm sleeping. Like I'm not sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like experiencing so many things and I remember half of them. Do you remember anything?
Probably no. Only if I feel something like emotionally I connect with. And I forget the moment I open my eyes, I'm like, oh yeah, I felt something. I don't know what I was dreaming about, but I feel really sad right now. Like, Unless I wake up crying or something like that. Even laughing, I wake up myself I wake myself up laughing a lot.
Guys, even Lorena when she was, poor Lorena, even when Lorena was depressed, like taking pills and super depressed, she would go to sleep and she'd go, hey.
I think that was where my happiness was in my dreams, I guess. I don't know. But I've woken myself up and those things, I'm laughing at the dumbest stuff.
What were you laughing at?
Like somebody sitting on a bench.
Why would you laugh at that?
I remember, I don't know. There was something funny about the person sitting. I'm like, and I'm like, oh, whoa, I woke myself up. I'm like, what the heck?
That's so funny. Guess who does that as well sometimes?
Crying.
Aurora does that, yeah.
She's cool. That's why. She's like me. Yeah. I'm not cool at all.
No. I don't care to be cool.
Yeah.
I prefer to be a dork if it makes me happy.
I prefer to be a dork, a nerd.
No, to be honest with you, I just want to be an old lady with my plants and my books and puzzles. I love puzzles. I was born to be an old lady. I was literally born to be.
Puzzles frustrate me.
Oh no, I grab a glass of wine or my mate, depending on what time of day it is or night, and I sit down.
I thought you didn't have time for anything.
I haven't done a puzzle in like a year and a half, but this is when I did. Like COVID time, I did, I don't know, I think I did 10 puzzles of like 1,500 to 2,000 pieces. Wow. I did a lot of puzzles. But I would always be listening to something in the background, usually spiritual. I would have Gaia episodes on. I wouldn't be watching, but like listening, right? So, but then if I'm going through really tough, like mental time, like when I have to like process a lot of stuff, then puzzles are my like, the best thing that happened to me.
They're relaxing.
I was very bad at everything.
They're probably good for the brain too.
Yeah.
Because you're solving a problem.
And reading.
You're putting things together. You're analyzing stuff. Yeah.
At school, I was bad at everything except for puzzles. I was always good at puzzles.
Yeah.
So the lucid dreaming and I read that it was like a lot of people experience, it was astral travel, I think. A lot of people experience astral travel as like when they're floating because they float above cities. So it's like it's actually that other body that you have, because we have all these different bodies, emotional body, mental bodies, and the astral body, and the Merkaba body, I don't know, the light body we have as well. We have different bodies. And each of these bodies are like denser to less dense to less dense to less dense, right? So the astral body can supposedly float around and can go to cities and it can go to different places. And the whole time, like when I was young, I thought it was just silly dreams. And I remember going over cities and things. And I remember I would float out because we had a bunk bed. Yeah. And I would like float above the bunk bed and I, like swimming out of the room. And then I would swim myself out of the house. And then I would swim myself like totally out of like the road we were in. Like I remember it. I would remember all of it. And I thought it was silly dreams. And then many years later, I read about that. I'm like, oh, when I was young, I was just astral traveling. That's what I was doing. That's
so cool.
I know.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It was my favorite
From everything you've described. Yeah. It must be like a freeing feeling.
It's a liberating feeling. Like,
yeah.
You could go anywhere. I could go anywhere. Huh. And it didn't take that much effort because I'm saying swimming and it sounds a little heavier. It was like the easiest swimming ever.
It was like air swimming.
It's air swimming. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I experienced it. So it was something that only happened when I was young. It went away after. But that makes sense because in the beginning when we come, we're still very, very like connected still to that other side of us. And then the older we get, the veil would get, more denser, more complicated. And, and then we have to we struggle to connect with that part of ourselves, It gets worse or harder. It gets harder is the word.
Yeah.
But we're coming out of that because we're coming into a new dimension and we're moving into that. And so you can probably hear Wendy drinking water.
I can hear her drinking water. Wendy.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so crazy that your microphone picks that up. I will never stop talking about your microphone.
I know you and my microphone, like you guys hate each other.
I mean, if you had Amazon there, I'd be buying you the same microphone I have.
I don't like your microphone. You have to be...
It sounds better than yours.
I will not bite your microphone. I will not use your microphone. You have to be your mouth has to be right on it.
No, it doesn't. I like to. That's how microphones work. Hello?
Mine sits on in the middle of the table.
No, but that's why it picks up all the sound. You have to talk into a microphone.
Well, it's like right here. It's right there.
Yeah, but it's literally like a foot away from you.
That's not a foot.
Or more.
That's okay. That is a foot. Yes, that's a foot.
Yeah, or more.
No, it's not more.
No,
it's not more.
Microphone's a microphone, guys. Come on.
I'll get
Anyway.
one. I'll get one eventually.
Anyway, we should definitely post a photo of Wendy and Buddha on the socials so people can see them.
Okay, we'll do.
Because I don't know if we've posted that much about them. And they're always showing up somehow in these episodes.
if it's not Buddha jumping off and on, like he's not eating, he's sleeping. And then when I go to record, it's like he's like, oh, okay, time to make a lot of noise in the background, and then he'll jump on the table where his food is. Because I had to put his food high, because if not, Wendy goes and eats it.
Right.
So he has to jump on the table to eat, and then when he jumps off, it's like a dinosaur jumping off.
It sounds so loud.
Oh no! If you're downstairs, you hear it too. Like you can be, because he'll get up at night like 2 to 3 times a night to eat, and you'll hear him.
They're nocturnal, right?
Well, no, he sleeps between my legs most of the time. Well, lately it's colder. He snuggles up on my side, as close as he can get, or he'll go between my legs, and he'll get up a few times to go like drink water, go to the bathroom, eat, and then he'll come back to sleep again.
That's cute.
Yeah.
So we're not going to make this episode too long. But I think we should leave like a closing message. You know, I can't remember, like we were talking a little bit about reflecting on the year. I don't remember anything. I
can't remember anything.
I feel like it did fly as well, but I also feel like
Wendy wants to go to the bathroom. And she wants to eat. Yeah.
All right, we'll close off then. What do you want to say, if there is anything you want to say kind of to people for the end of the year, for closing off the season?
Well, we made it. We formally podcast? Earthwise speaking and Gaia speaking, we formally closed the Galactic Night, and we formally opened the beginning of Galactic Day, which basically means we're having to start bringing down the more spiritual side of ourselves. We're having to connect more with the spiritual side of ourselves. And so we've gotten this far. And so maybe there's going to be hard moments in 2023, because it's not going to be easy when we have systems falling. And systems are going to be falling for the next few years. It's not going to happen in 1 year, all of it. So when those moments, those complicated, hard moments happen where like systems are collapsing and it affects us, because there's a domino effect and it's going to affect us, right? We need to kind of remember that it's for the greater good that we have to create new systems. There's no other way. I'm sorry, Wendy's making a lot of noise because she like wants a lot of stuff right now. There's no other way for us to kind of like create a new system, because we need the system that we currently have, the systems that we currently have, to fully collapse and not show us that it doesn't suit us anymore, so that there has to be no other option.
Yeah. On my end, I just want to say the same. Thank you, everybody, for all the support and for sharing and just being a part of this soul tribe. This was always why we did this, and being able to make everybody feel like they're less alone or not alone at all, possibly. And really just encourage each and every one of you to really just keep doing the work. You know, it for a lot of us, this healing and this path of finding our mission and purpose feels hard. It feels long. It feels heavy, but you're not alone, and we've all been through it in different ways. So make sure you're relying on people, relying on those people that are supporting you and that can support you right now. And we're always here for you guys, so make sure that you do reach out to us. And I guess, make sure that you listen to the episode. I think I'm not going to go into all this again, because all of that I went into the episode, my solo episode, the previous one. I think it was episode 169, where I kind of give my messages on what I see for the end of this year and for the coming 2023. I stand by everything I said. I feel like it's super important to really get out of our own way and make sure we're taking the steps that we need to. So, I think that's it. We want to make sure you guys know that we're taking that break. So it's the 4 weeks. We'll be back at the beginning of January. I think it's around the 9th. Let me just double check that because I want to make sure I give you guys the right dates. I'll put that in the show notes as well. Yeah, we're back on the Monday, the 9th of January, 2023. Obviously, you guys can still reach out to us through the Instagram, through our website, through our personal Instagram or contact forms. Those will all be on the show notes. And yeah, we'll still be on our Patreon. So if you guys are still needing content or anything like that, make sure you join the Patreon. You could even join for a month or two and sift through some of the content, connect with the group there. And we will be back with our next episode next year with renewed energy, with amazing new content. And we wish you guys happy holidays and a great start to 2023. And hopefully we'll be able to kind of go through this all together and support each other. And we love you guys. See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.